Hey, what's up guys? It's Pedro here from noobcoder.com, and in this tutorial we're going to be going over projection in MongoDB. Now what projection allows us to do is limit the data we receive from documents to only fields that we are interested in. So to get started, let's execute our Mongo shell, show DBs, use school, show collections, db.students, .find, .pretty. Hit enter, and you can see that we get back all our student documents within the students collection. Now, let's say I don't want all these fields. So let's take a look at this student. So let's say I only want the first name, I want the last name, and let's say I want the grade of the student. I don't care what the gender is of the student, the address, or what classes he's taking. So for that, we can use projection. The first argument is going to be the query object, and we're just going to leave that blank, and that's going to return all the students within the students collection. The second argument is going to be our projection. What fields do we want to limit this to? So I said that I want first name, and we're going to set that to 1. That means I want you to include this field. Last name, I'm going to set that to 1. And finally, grade, I'm going to set that to 1. Now, if I was to hit enter, you can see that we get back all our student documents, but now it's limited with projection. So now all I'm getting back is the first name, the last name, and grade. Now, you might be saying to yourself, why am I getting this ID field? And that's basically the primary key of our student document. And that's because by default, it's always set to return. If for whatever reason you do not want the ID field to be returned, you could just go down here and you can override it. So I could say _ID, and I could set that to 0, which means I don't want you to return this to me. And if I hit enter, you can see that we no longer have the ID field. So it only returns to us the first name, last name, and the grade of the student. Likewise, let's say that I don't want all the students within the student collection. So I could just query like I usually do and use projection. So let's say I want only the students named Pedro. So I could pass in here first name, Pedro, and if I was to hit enter, you can see that we only get 2 documents, and that's because we only have 2 students with the first name of Pedro. And you can see that these documents are indeed limited to only having the first name, last name, and grade. So that's pretty much the ins and outs of how you would use projection within MongoDB.